Your 5 things from Chelsea, Liverpool.
Yeah, that was quite the game. The 5 things, I feel like there was a lot to talk about, but first thing I'll mention is Estevao. I mean, I feel like a lot of fans have been begging to see him play more. Um, that United game, he got taken off 5 minutes in. I felt like that could have been a big opportunity for him. So just being able to see him immediately step into a game and have a positive impact as soon as he gets on the ball. I mean, you just get a different feeling than respectfully Pedro Neto's getting on the ball. And he showed what he can do. And then also to have the back post happen, Gene, like sort of understanding, knowing where to be along with the flair and the exciting stuff. I think we're going to have an exciting player in our hands, and the more he plays, the better it's going to get. So really exciting stuff from Esteval. Number two, Achampong, huge performance. Feel like I've been begging for him all year. Pause, and then, I mean, in this type of game, you don't really want to bring him in and with that much pressure, but we had no choice. We didn't have any options in the back, so he was called upon, and I think he stepped up to the plate. And again, there was a mistake or two here and there, small ones, but that's going to happen with young players. I think he showed what he's about. I mean, there was that one play, he had that tackle on Isak and then drove the ball maybe 30 yards, tried to play the pass in. Um, I think he showed a lot. So again, really good performance from him, gutsy performance really from the whole team. But really happy to see him get that opportunity, and hopefully he gets more minutes the more further along we go. I feel like he's probably talent wise our best option at center back, but again, he's just so young. So that learning curve is really, really deep and steep in the Premier League. Um, so hopefully he can adjust, but really exciting stuff. Third one, I mean, Caicedo, I feel like I talk about him enough. And you need a goal for people to really give you the recognition. I feel like with these defensive players, it's really kind of confusing. But he was fantastic throughout the whole game. Obviously, that goal early on was huge, got the place going. I feel like the atmosphere was really good. I feel like a few times a year the bridge really gets up for an occasion, and this is one of them. Um, and he sets the tone early with a goal like that. But just beyond the goal, the performance was outstanding, especially later on in the game. Everyone's leggy. There's no defenders. It's back and forth, and he's constantly there for the winner. Even he plays that pass in between the lines to Labia, gets us going. Um, he's irreplaceable. I mean, I don't know where this project is without him. We spent a ton of money on him. I'd do it again in an instant. I mean, he's unbelievable. I think on form, he's the best in the world in that position. I don't know who else you would want. I think he could do everything. I mean, we talked about it when it happened, but he unlocked the Thunder bastard. Like that was the only thing. It was like, oh, he just doesn't really pop up with goals. Well, now he's popping up with goals. So again, just really encouraging stuff. It just to you guys, I know we mentioned earlier, but going into an international break, it's nice to be able to be positive, especially after all the early turmoil, uh, self-induced. But again, I was glad. Results always help calm things down, and he's always a big part. Fourth thing I learned, we got a lot of good showings from young players. I already spoke on Esteval Achampong, but I mean Hato came on when our second center back came off hurt. So it was Hato and James at the end. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but just crazy end to the game. And he was so calm, composed, being able to walk into that situation. Um, I think Guiu came on. We finally saw him come back since getting recalled and didn't really have an impact goal wise like you would want from a striker off the bench. But I think even just his energy early on, forcing them to go long, winning the ball back, just putting that pressure on, being an option. Even on the winner, he drags Van Dijk out of position. Just having that presence, I feel like, was important at the end of the game. João Pedro's playing hurt, leggy, out of position, whatever you want to say, but he hasn't been as effective lately. So I think Guiu coming off the bench added something up top for the end of the game. I think both wingers on the left, Garnacho had a pretty positive game. I feel like he positionally is really good. I know you guys were kind of trying to sell me on it before the transfer was official, but he was showing a lot of that today, out of possession, those sort of intangibles I thought he was really good with. And then Gittins, again, our own fans were kind of getting on him early. Haven't really seen much from him. Great cameo, really direct, getting shots on target, getting involved in actions. Really positive stuff from the depth that we've been kind of curious to see. We haven't seen really much from any of these guys. They're all just names, as Mila kind of likes to say about certain signings, but it's good to see that these guys are capable. And again, they're young. There's a learning curve. It's going to be a long season from that standpoint, but really good stuff on the day. Last but not least, trust the manager. When the lineup came out, I wasn't very happy. I don't think anyone even expected Gusto in the middle. Even more shocked once the game started, but there was a game plan and it was executed perfectly. I feel like we always give Maresca credit for that in big games, but he did it again. Gusto in that midfield area, just man to man pressing, his energy doesn't add much in possession, right? I mean, he can carry the ball a little bit, but he's not going to pick out a killer pass. He's definitely not going to score a goal. But his impact, being able to overload that side and then switch it, expose the other side where Salah doesn't, again, track back defensively, get us those 1v1 opportunities, get chances created. I thought it was a masterclass from him managerially. He also continued the red card streak at the end. I love that. He's Chelsea coded. The people who complain about him are the same people that they're asking for what he already brings, but they don't even see it. Given the managerial carousel we've had, whatever, since Clear Lake came in and the guys we've seen in that touch line, I just don't get it. I mean, I feel like we're blessed right now after what I've had to witness managerially. So I'm all in. I'm with it. I'm backing them all the way. But huge win to go into the international break and finally get some rest for some of these guys. Perfect timing. Hopefully we have some fit defenders for Forest, and hopefully Ange is still in the job.